one of the things I never could have done before speaking circles is teach. And now I really enjoy teaching. I'm remembering when I used to take public speaking trainings, I would white knuckle my way through and I would just hate how I looked on video. Now when I speak in front of groups, I have people come up to me and say, "You're a natural." So I have to explain to them that it didn't come naturally. I actually had stage fright and I had to learn how to be present and comfortable in my own skin, look people in the eye and just connect with the audience.
En mi trabajo como consultora, yo soporto a las gentes en conseguir más claridad de lo que quieren crear en su vida. Las sesiones de Speaking Circles me han ayudado a establecer una relación más genuina y poder ayudar a mis clientes a conseguir los objetivos que ellos quieren crear. Before attending Speaking Circles, I was afraid of speaking because of my English is not my first language. And as I attend, I realized that the most important thing is having a genuine connection with another person, being my true self. Because Speaking Circles not only has helped me to overcome my fear of public speaking, but also has helped me to go deeper into my presence.
Speaking Circle has allowed me to feel more confident and present, whether I'm in my personal life or my professional life. When I'm with family and friends, I feel more centered and confident and engaged. And when I'm in my professional life, I feel okay in taking my time and telling a story and getting a sense as to what the audience needs versus rushing through a presentation in order to get off the stage. Speaking Circle has allowed me to feel more confident and free with being who I am in whatever circumstance I am in.
So here's just one precious lesson I learned from years of Speaking Circles. And it's about the conundrum of, but I need to be relaxed, but I'm really nervous. How do I deal with that? And it's just be okay with being crazy nervous and just breathe and look at someone the way I'm looking at this camera and feel the adrenaline and feel the nervousness. I mean, that's part of the healing that takes place over many sessions, doing this as I have. But as you do that, as you're being okay with being anxious, that's where relaxation comes from. It's a paradox. If you try to force yourself to relax, it gets worse. If you allow nervousness to be, you become relaxed. Just one of the magical lessons I've learned from Speaking Circles.
Jeżeli myślisz o przywództwie, to często myślisz o tym, o wizji, którą masz i którą możesz przekazać. Przekazanie wizji to jest kwestia połączenia z innymi, to jest kwestia kontaktu i o tym jest Speaking Circles. Several years ago, I was a trainer. I thought because of the content, I thought I'm perfect trainer. But participants never gave me an A. They were very ashamed to say I'm a perfect trainer. And after Speaking Circles, everything changed. I understood that it's not about the content, it's about the connection. And people loved it. They started to talk about me as a fantastic trainer. And that was only about connection. The content never changed. So I love Speaking Circles. It's revolutionary for me.
So for someone like me, who I feel is sensitive, I live in my inner world and I feel safe in that inner world. And the inner world is like a mother's womb, and it's like I feel held and safe there. And the outer world to me feels a bit like a jungle. It's a little daunting, but it's also quite exciting. And I feel like my experience of Speaking Circles is being able to have that holding of the womb, because I'm connecting with all the participants and they're holding me and I'm feeling held and I'm accessing something higher that's holding me. I'm accessing my higher self as well. So it's like the luxury of being swaddled in the womb while gently making my way into this playground that is this outer world of jungle.
Mijn leven gaat over in het hier en nu zijn. Dat oefenen. Elke dag, elk moment. En vooral met andere mensen in verbinding. Hoe kun je dan aanwezig zijn? Speaking circles. I came across it by surprise. And it touched something deep in me. I didn't have the words then. But what resonated was stop performing, start connecting. And that was the beginning. The beginning of a pathway of presence.
One of my favorite aspects of speaking circles is dipping into the luxury of thinking while speaking. And there's something magical that happens when you have these warm and listening eyes, and you start with a kernel or a little thread, and you just follow it where it goes. And it's not even like you're thinking of what to say. It's like you're just following the path, and you have the chance to luxuriate and to slowly let your thoughts evolve. And you get to a place of understanding that sometimes you didn't know existed when you started.
Ich liebe die Speaking Circle Methode so sehr, weil sie für mich die Essenz von öffentlichem Sprechen und Präsentieren fördert auf die schönste Art und Weise, nämlich authentisch sein und natürliches Charisma entwickeln. It was about 15 years ago when I got in touch with Speaking Circle in Holland. I traveled there because I was really curious, and the experience of my first Speaking Circle was amazing. It was so supportive. It was creating such a beautiful space in which I felt seen and which I felt appreciated. And from there, I could act in a very different way and be much more authentic and spontaneous in whatever I did and whatever I said. It really brings out the best in people. The power of being themselves makes them shine in a very different way and really creates leaders.
What I learned through speaking circles is how much I was hiding, how much I made every attempt to blend into the background. I just listened to others and tried to be avoided. And over time, what I learned was that I had a voice. I was worth something, worth sharing. Because before that, I felt I had nothing important to say. And my confidence grew. I found my voice. I found myself. And from there, all manner of opportunities opened up for me.
My 5 years of speaking circles yielded so very much, something around the realm of leadership. The kind of leadership I'm talking about is a kind of interpersonal leadership. It starts with a comfort in my own skin in social interactions, but it went on to be not just the idea of being comfortable, but the idea of listening as a mode of communication. It's listening as a kind of antecedent to speaking, so that the listening is mixed with the speaking and one actually becomes the other. Is just a kind of interpersonal alchemy.
Je suis journaliste et donc pour moi la communication était extrêmement importante, surtout la connexion, vraiment essayer d'être en phase avec les personnes par exemple que j'interviewe à la radio. In my life, I found something was missing when I gave a speech. I practiced different methods like Toastmasters, but I noticed I wasn't connecting really with the audience. That's why I was fortunate to meet facilitators in relational presence, and that changed my life. The method is very, very simple, but so powerful. I don't need any tricks.
When my second son, Brandon, was born in 1973, he was different. I had no idea what he had until he was 23 years old. And we found out he had autism. And at that time, I didn't know how to help him, so I just learned how to. He wanted to become independent and I helped him, but I did that through writing my book and putting together a foundation, Autism Independence Foundation. But I couldn't get it out. I needed to go speak about this and have my own conferences. And I had such extreme anxiety about speaking. I didn't think I could ever do it until I found out about speaking circles. And that just opened up my whole life, my dream of coming to life and being who I really am and talking to people and sharing in a personal way without feeling anxious, but feeling happy and so glad to be able to fulfill my dream.
So speaking circles originated as a process for coming to terms with stage fright. Now I'm recognizing through relational presence and the whole process of speaking circle, the advantages of that breath and the advantages of eye stillness, being in that stillness with that breath and that stillness with the eyes is something that has transformed my life. I can feel the emotions coming up right now. And I'm not afraid of those emotions when I'm speaking in public or in private.
The reason I started doing speaking circles was to deal with anxiety just in conversation with people and in meetings. And I feel like speaking circles really helped me to just find a presence and to slow down and just be present with people, which is just such, I feel like a kind of foreign concept to me because my mind is always going and I'm so caught up in my thoughts and what are people thinking. And I still feel some of that with speaking circles, but I'm able to kind of just slow down because it feels like a safe space and it allows me to kind of observe myself and feel a connection with people.
私はリーダーシップのトレーニングのワークショップをやっています。スピーキングサークルズに出会って7年になります。スピーキングサークルズに出会って、私はこのワークショップをとても、楽しんでやることができるようになりました。Since I know speaking circles, my life sort of, I can say, changed, really changed. Because I do workshop facilitation in both Japanese and English. English for me is a second language. So sometimes I feel like kind of tense, kind of scared using the second language. But since I know speaking circles, since I practice my relational presence, it's no longer a fear. The reason is because if I do breath and be ready, get ready, I'm okay.